In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve an exponent using logarithms. So what we're going to do first is we're going to convert this into a logarithm. And just keep in mind that when we have an exponent, for instance, this number right here is going to represent our base in a log. And it's the base in the exponent. This up at top that I'm going to circle is our exponent. And I call this portion here our answer. And when you have a log, if I were to write an example, I'm going to convert this. So I'm going to just draw an arrow, I'm going to invert it and write it right beneath it. I'm actually going to write this out as log 8 with the power of 6x. And I'm going to set this equal to another log of 64. So notice we have two logs and they're set equal to one another. I took what was on the left of the equation and turned it into log 8 to the power of 6x. I took the 64 on the right side of the equal sign and converted it to log of 64. Now we have a rule that says that anytime we have a power, we can simply take that power and move it in front of the log. So this actually becomes 6x log of 8 is equal to log of 64. And so now what we want to do is notice the 6 is being multiplied to the x and the x is being multiplied to log 8. So if we want to get x by itself, which is our goal, we can actually divide out those values. And I'm going to put a dot in between here just to remind you this is just all being multiplied. And so we're going to use inverse operations. I'm actually going to divide out the 6. And I'm also going to divide out my log of 8. Now, anything right will go into itself one time. So 6 will go into itself one time. Log of 8 will go into itself one time. But the main thing is that we have to remember to also divide by 6 log 8 on the right as well, so that we keep this equation balanced. So this is 6 log of 8. Now that gets x all by itself. And I'm just going to rewrite it down here at the bottom. I have x is equal to, and I'm going to see what the calculator gives me when I go ahead and evaluate log 64 divided by 6 log of 8. So I'm going to go ahead and do alpha y equals enter. So you can see my fraction bar just as I have it written. I'm going to type in log of 64 divided by 6 log of 8. And I'm going to hit enter. And it gives me 1/3. So I'm going to write that down. This is simply 1/3. And that will be my final answer. So I have now solved this exponent for x. Now if you want to check the answer, I always recommend that you check it. You can simply just go back to it and say, well, you know, if I took 8 to the power of 6 and I substituted 1/3 for the variable x, it should give you 64. So you want to confirm that this is the case, because that'll prove that you did it correctly. So I'm going to get my calculator right quick, and I'm going to take 8 and set it up to the power of 6 times, let's see, alpha y equals enter, 1/3. And hit enter, and notice it does give me 64. So again, once you get your answer, always put it back in the calculator to check it, even if it's a decimal answer, because sometimes you're not always going to get a clean fraction. Sometimes you get a decimal strand, but still substitute it back in to check it. So I'm going to put right here, check to verify. And that's how you solve one of these.